Ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you a fun story, an incredible story about a trainer. No, about the trainer's team, the champion of the Paldea region, Geeta. I had spent many hours trying to figure out a suitable way to make her team fit in the VGC format. It took me a whole month to figure this team out, and I created the perfect team. While creating the most perfect team, I had the opportunity to actually pilot this team and command it into a VGC tournament. And today, I want you to come into this video believing Geeta is a mediocre and subpar trainer, and come out still thinking the same thing, honestly, because I made the team. But her team actually isn't as bad as the eye seems. I am telling you the story how I accidentally made Geeta a real Pokemon champion. Let's go over the stat lines real quick. So Glamora is the Pokemon you always want to bring to your battles. I think 98 to almost 100% of the times I will bring Glamora to the fight. Having Toxic Breeze and a physical attacking meta is very good. What Toxic Breeze does, it sends out a bunch of toxic spikes anytime you're hit with a physical attack, and a good amount of Pokemon will land on these. The only way they avoid this is by being a flying type, a poison type, or having heavy duty boots. And not many of the Glamoras actually carry Focus Sash. Most people think it's going to be like a really big glass cannon. I wanted to avoid that because this team actually doesn't have a great amount of defense. The moves I put on this is Power Gem because it has that Rock Stab and actually is one of the strongest rock special attacking moves. And also because we're not quad break the ground types anymore. Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is one of the strongest special attacking moves for our poison type. And also, I swear that 30% chance of poison is way higher. I've poisoned too many people along the way using this. And one of the most important things of having a Sash Mon is you kind of don't want to lose the Sash all the time, but it can work in your favor because some people don't expect it. But having Spiky Shield is huge. Anytime someone hits you with a contact move, they will lose 1/8 of their health. It's protect, but better. And you'd be surprised the amount of people don't expect this to happen either. We maxed out her special attacking stats and as well as her max speed. Put it in a modest nature just to make sure that these moves are hitting hard and put defense up just a little bit. The next strongest Pokemon on this team, and also using very much in VGC, is King Gambit. Defiance is basically the counter to any Intimidate Pokemon, but this set actually runs Supreme Overlord because we want to use this at the end always. Because of this, we're going to be using the Assault Vest, making sure that special defense stat is also being taken care of. You know we had to max out our attack in the 252, and also put the defense up and a little bit of special defense. We don't really care of being really fast because there are also Trick Room users in this meta. Because of the Supreme Overlord boost, Sucker Punch will be really useful as it's going to boost up a little bit more. Iron Head is the best steel type move that this Pokemon gets, so we really need this on the battlefield. Cow-Toe Cleave is amazing. Doesn't need any accuracy checks, so that means it's always going to hit. And when you combine this amazing dark type move with the Supreme Overlord, woohoo! You're gonna be one-shotting so many Pokemon. We also have Brick Break for the last coverage move. It's a good fighting type move, can break screens, and also can take care of the pesky dark types that come after you. But my favorite thing about this Pokemon, as I was playing a bunch of games, I would usually use a Dark Terror type, and then I realized I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed by fighting type Pokemon. Like you see the rest of my team, and the only two Pokemon that can actually take care of the fighting type Pokemon are Espathra and Veluza. Espathra also already has some threats of its own regarding being psychic type, and Veluza isn't that fast, and some fighting type Pokemon can be very fast, especially Annihilate. So what's the best thing to do instead of boosting yourself up is go defense. Steel wouldn't be a great defense as the fighting type still hits it, and Ghost is amazing because you can't get hit by any fighting type move. And no one really expects the Ghost Terror type unless they see an open sheet, but that's different. So as you can see, this team can be pretty flexible, and ultimately it's just being able to trick your opponent. Now here is the worst Pokemon on the team, Go-Go. I know, why does she have a Go-Go? Who knows? Callus is near, I suppose, and that's the only reasonable thing I can think of. Go-Go is supposed to be more of a support mom, but is able to actually attack Pokemon when need be, because this team does need some attacking moves, it really does. As this team does get outsped by many Pokemon, and it also can lose a Trick Room pretty often. And really, it also doesn't have that much damage output on this team. Go-Goat is able to help that with Helping Hand. Helping Hand is a great move to support your supporting Pokemon that needs that kill in demand. We also give it Brick Break to break those screens as well. And we also need a fighting type move because we lack that aspect. I give it Hornleaf because that's a great way to get some health back and make sure my Pokemon is surviving a little bit longer. It has a Citrus Berry just in case. I also give it Terra Blast because it's going to terrestrialize into water. You know, many Pokemon like Arcanine will go into a grass type. Maybe Zendozo will go into a grass type. Makes sense that why wouldn't the grass type go into water type, you know? We're trying to survive, but I would say this Pokemon doesn't get used very often on my team. We also give it the ability Sap Sipper. However, we don't have anyone who will activate a grassy terrain. You know, Geeta did not make this easy for anybody to make a team out of this at all. This is the stat lines we had, 252 in HP to make sure we can survive a bit longer. Attack is 140 EVs, and special defense is 116 on the EVs. We're adamant nature because we need to make some plays with this Pokemon, to say the least. So this is one of my favorite Pokemon on the team, Avalugg. Now I want to dive into really quickly on the item. Many people actually expect it to have the Assault Vest. You wouldn't expect King Gambit to have it, but it makes sense that King Gambit have it, but why is it rocking safety goggles? Early on, I will say Amoonguss was a huge threat to this team. I hate it being put to sleep because this Pokemon would be outsped by it every single time. And because of this, I thought it'd be a great Pokemon to put in, or maybe be a safe switch into an Amoonguss. Amoonguss is very common right now, and safety goggles is the best counter to it unless you have a Goldengo. So I bring my Avalugg out, and they know this Pokemon can be a beast, especially if it has body press. And also some Pokemon run Sandstorm and Hail, so hold that L. 30 is the ability, which makes perfect sense given we're not going to be in the snow, and also there's no reason to be using own tempo. We need to make sure this Pokemon survives and make sure that we can go for an attacking move at least. Ice Spinner is a great move because we're going to take out that psychic terrain or that grassy terrain or electric terrain, whatever is going to be using more prevalent at the time. Let's be honest, Ice Spinner is amazing because who really wants to fight a psychic terrain user? I don't like Indeedee. I hope you don't like Indeedee either. Body press, the fun stat is this Pokemon has an amazing defense stat. Of course, it has a terrible special defense stat, but we needed that amazing defense stat to help as well. And Iron had to help it out. It's going to be most useful in Trick Room, and also using that Terra type Steel. And maybe this is the Pokemon where we can change the Terra type, but I feel like also this surprises a lot of people on the Terra type as well. Not many people are expecting it's Terra Steel. And like I said before, this team is all about the element of surprises, you know? Most people are expecting the ability Opportunist to be used because it's an amazing ability and it's something that's one of a kind. However, I want to be outspeeding these Tailwind teams, so we're going to be using Speed Boost. Having Life Orb is going to make sure this Pokemon is going to be doing some big damage when it either uses a spread mood of Dazzling Gleam or using that Lumina Crash. Lumina Crash is an amazing move because it's always going to have the special defense drop by 2 stages. Isn't that crazy? So if we use that Speed Boost and get a Protect the very first turn and then go for the Lumina Crash, and this Pokemon doesn't die that first turn, we make sure that our second Pokemon, or it could be Lamora, is going to finish off the job after it. I first went into Dark type to make sure that Dark type users don't just run through me. I also tried to use Terra Flying because make sure I don't get hit by Ground type users. And I ultimately just said, Terra Fairy would be pretty cool, right? That extra stab boost on the Dazzling Gleam does take out a lot of Pokemon, whether you expect it or not. Also, Shadow Ball is a really nice touch because in VGC 1 Series 1, Goldengo is going to be there, and Series 2 coming up with Fluttermane. You know it's best that we have a Shadow Ball for the time being, you know. The stats we ran are with 252 EVs in both special attack and speed, remaining in HP. But we're not going to be modest nature, we're going to be timid. The reason is we want to be faster than this opponents like I keep saying, and just to be certain that we get the strike first. Did I mention Terra Fairy is really good, by the way, against them dragon users? And this is probably one of the most controversial Pokemon on the team, Veluza. So I want to be honest, you look at this Pokemon, you expect it to be fast, right? No, its base speed is 70. This Pokemon is not fast. This Pokemon's attacks that are not that great either. And realistically, I don't understand why she chose this Pokemon in any aspect in any way. So to be certain, we're going to make sure this Pokemon has max HP. So many people ask me why is the stat distribution like this? For one, I keep saying this team doesn't have durability. So we need to make sure that it does have durability. So the HP is going to be at 252 EVs. I boosted the attack to 148, and you expect maybe the attack stat to be 252, but we want to make sure that we at least outspeed a couple of these Pokemon as well, with the final speed being 104. It doesn't outspeed a lot, but it does outspeed a good amount of Pokemon. And lastly, put the Adamant Nature on just to make sure that that attack stat is pretty up there. Now, as you can see, I use Protect and then 3 cutting moves. But you see the cool aspect of this. 9 Slash has high critical hit ratio. So does Psycho Cut. So does Aqua Cutter. These two have stab, and making sure having a Terra Dark is also awesome. But the real cool thing about this is that it has a 1.5 multiplier with the sharpness ability on all slicing moves. Oh yeah, and did I mention that I put Scope Lens on this thing? Scope Lens is gonna have a high hit critical ratio, which complements well with all the Night Slash, Psycho Cut, and Aqua Cutter moves you're going to be using. So pretty much this thing is going to be hitting very, very hard. And I don't want it to be overkill because two of my Pokemon are going to be hitting at the same time. So why have such a overkill and not be putting the speed stat in a little bit, if that makes sense. I think when I fight people online, you don't expect Veluza to be doing this much crazy stuff. We're here with the first match we're facing Prefa. Now this team on hand, honestly, Murkrow is going to be a menace no matter what. Murkrow is one of the most top used Pokemon in Series 1. Many people looked at my team and were like, bro, why is Dreams using this team? And I was ready to prove them why I was ready to win this whole thing. And to be really fair, I kind of decided to use this team very last minute because I was like, this is the perfect time to show it off. I start off the match with a favorable Glamora. Glamora is the Pokemon we always want to start off with, and Veluza on right by our side. I knew I wanted to throw some power gems into the Murkrow slot, and hopefully it would kill. If it didn't, I would cry. And honestly, the power gem hits, but I wanted to throw an Aqua Cutter as well into the Murkrow just in case, but Garchomp protects. Tailwind is up, and we are at least one Pokemon ahead now. Now, this is where things get a little faster. I'm trying to think to myself, I want to get this Staraptor out of here. If it comes at me in the Glamora spot, I can survive here, hopefully. Veluza, maybe it's not so much. Not sure what it's going to go for. Maybe it's going to go for an Earthquake. So it's like, Earthquake. I'm not going to die to Earthquake. I don't want to die to Earthquake. And it does a Water Terrestrialization, which is crazy. Garchomp puts me out of my sash. Brave Bird goes into the Veluza slot, and we are winning hard here. I'm starting to think this match is a little bit too easy, and I get maybe a little bit too cocky, not gonna lie to you. I put up a Protect on my Glamora slot, and I thought, hey, I can survive these hits. It's not gonna have anything that's gonna be able to kill my Veluza. And I think I told you guys earlier, Veluza can't survive for shit, alright? Unless I Terrestrialize Dark, it ain't gonna survive any super effective move. And as you can see, I lose Veluza, and the game just got a lot harder. Veluza is able to put out a lot of consistent damage, and I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling great anymore. And I have Avalugg to try and do something at least. I don't know. I mean, I know Gallade's gonna die in a couple turns. It's not gonna be super effective, so why not do a body press on the Garchomp, who is just literally there intimidating me. Garchomp is just too strong right now. You can even see my young mind right there, just looking right there. You can even see my young mind right there, just like, oh shoot, what the hell do I do? I look like I'm wearing the same outfit too, not even gonna lie. I luckily make the correct play. Earthquake comes in, kills Glamora, and Body Press comes up and stomps Garchomp just a little bit. Now here's when things get fun. I actually have a cool terrestrialized type of ghost. Even though everyone knows the terrestrializations and the open team sheets is happening, I still go for it anyway, just in case he tries to do some fighting move onto me. I protect, Sucker Punch comes out, doesn't kill Gallade. Liquidation goes to Avalugg, boom baby, Sacred Sword, and we are moving. We're moving! All we have to do is kill the Garchomp, Gallade will die next turn, and we win. Garchomp can't do anything crazy to us, Avalugg is too bulky, it has no advantageous moves onto King Gambit, and we are just set up to win the rest of this match. You know the funny thing? He even mistakenly protects, thinking Gallade's gonna survive this next turn. No, Liquidation can't do that. No, baby. Yes, sir. First game is a dub. So, I'll be honest with myself, this team can be a little cheeky, and I don't want to use the same cards all the time. I want to bring in a couple of the same Pokemon, but I thought to myself, bringing Espather will bring up a new environment. They won't expect this coming. Among Us comes out, and I'm kind of expecting that, but that's why I put the Avalugg back in. He doesn't know that I have Psychic Goggles on this thing. And I want to make sure Glamora doesn't get hit by any spores or anything like that. And Staraptor's probably going to do something crazy like go into the Avalugg slot and hit him with some bulky move, which, let's be honest, isn't going to kill my Avalugg. Rage Powder, U-turn, U-turn. I was like, okay, I guess U-turn to try and get him out of here. That makes kind of sense. To be quite honest with you, I didn't really expect that to happen. But Ice Spitter comes in. I think he was expecting me to throw something at Staraptor. No, sir. I am not that foolish. Okay, I'm a little foolish, but I'm not that foolish. So in my head, I'm thinking to myself, all right, what's the best thing I can do here? I got to kill this Rotom out of here. This Rotom's going to do very bad things to the rest of my team. Power Gem it. It's going to kill it instantly. Definitely. Okay, it didn't kill it. Will-O-Wisp hits me. Spore. Body press. Whoa, why'd I do body press? Ugh. I'll be honest with you. I thought Amoonguss was gonna switch. I thought Amoonguss was in a very bad spot. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be here. Why not throw my nice bird back in? Because it can maybe take a hit or something. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't thinking super there. So Glamour is asleep. I'm burned, and I'm looking kind of bad right now. I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe Avalugg can survive something next. I mean, there's no way that a fire type move is gonna come out next, right? No way, right? All right, fast asleep. Overheat hits. Pollen Puff. Oh my god. That wasn't what I was expecting, honestly. Amoonguss is such a demon for this team because if I don't have the Sticky Goggles up or I'm not terrestrialized grass, I'm really just in a bad spot. So I decided to do a new trick on my sleeve. Speed Boost. I'm going to protect to make sure that I am faster than every single person on the field. Lamore, hopefully you wake up and, oh my god, Lamore wakes up, hits him with the Power Gem, and Power Gem doesn't do enough. It was smart for them to go to the Rotom and switch him out, and I'll give proof of that favor. However, terrestrializing the Fairy, because Fairy is a great typing, and I know that Poison is going to be thrown into my slot. And additional to that, maybe I could have been just thrown a Psychic move onto Amoonguss and hope for the best for Gallade to not kill me, but I didn't know what to expect at this point. I think I did the better move here by throwing a Sludge Bomb into the Amoonguss slot and also hitting a Dazzling Gleam while terrestrializing into it because, I mean, let's be honest. I want that Gallade down. I want it down. I want it gone. And as it happens, it just doesn't die. Sludge Bomb kills the Amoonguss, which is fine. And Sacred Coin comes out, but it's a Sash, so we're still fine here. And the issue here is that the rest of the Pokemon on the team are both flying and levitate, and I'm left here with what? Uselessness for that. So I'm here just having a speed boost and kind of wondering what I can do next. Spiky Shield will come up and I'm just gonna here do a Dazzling Gleam, right? Who wants to switch out and have to Gallade and getting poisoned? I wouldn't want it happening. But the issue here is Staraptor still faster than me? I don't know. And oh yeah, it does protect it here, but yeah, I should have expected the Gallade to actually protect there and hope for the best, maybe a double protect and then go from there. But of course, here we are. I've run out of options, don't have a terrestrialization, and hoping for the fact that King Gambit doesn't actually kill me. I'm hoping for the fact that this does kill it, and it does kill it, and we're gone with Staraptor, and everything starts falling apart, and boom! Who are we left with? Just a measly old Rotom. And Rotom has to attack here. But the question still at hand is, can I still finish this thing off in time? I think I can. Power Gem does, and we say goodbye. I'm not very good at calculations, but I should have saw that coming to begin with. But bam, we see another day, and we win a clean 2-0. I thought my team was a lot better than meets the eye. I come with this team right here, and I'm a little scared of the whole Murkrow and wind power coming from Rammelgas, but the rest of the team doesn't seem too threatening to me on the surface. So I was thinking to myself, I need to bring Glamour to start with. I'm trying to think who else I want to bring into the front. I wasn't sure if Veluza, Avalugg, Espathra. So I decided to go Veluza because it's a great secondary. In the back, I'm going to bring my King Gambit and also my Avalugg. So in the start, I decided to bring Glamour and Avalugg and have my King Gambit and Veluza in the back. This isn't a bad start as I could double protect here and make sure that I don't get messed up too early. I had to think to myself, Tinkaton is a known Pokemon to have Fake Out. It's a great Pokemon to have Fake Out. But what does Hydreigon want to do? Hydreigon wants to get these Pokemon out. Special attacking Pokemon, it's going to hurt Avalugg really bad. So I thought to myself, the Fake Out is going to go onto Avalugg. And this indeed was a clean first game move. The first round I was like, oh yes, thank you God. And it doesn't get poisoned, but I'm like, oh thank God, it still at least survived that turn. Heat Wave would have definitely killed my Avalugg, and luckily enough, I'm still here for advantageous. So I think to myself, let's make a cheeky play here. Tinkaton is going to switch out because Tinkaton doesn't want to be here and is afraid of the rest of my Pokemon. Hydreigon is going to stay in, and boom, we're going to hit it with a body press. And in my head, probably my head only, that made perfect sense here. I'm thinking to myself, oh, they want to go on the defensive because they're already down right now. They're kind of scared right here. I'm feeling good right now. And then this turn happens. Yep. I throw 2 immune moves onto both these Pokemon. 2. You know in chess where like you can tell when the white or black is doing really good, like at 81%, and the other one's doing like whatever the less percent is? It pretty much went from 81 for me as the white pieces and all the way down to a good 15% on my chances of winning. I fumbled hard. I blundered, as they say in the chess world. I was looking really, really bad, and I wanted to try and make a big cheesy move. My terrestrializing my Pokemon by going dark and going into a Skeledirge. And also with that, I thought, oh, Avalugg is still fine here, so why not I just use a move to try and hit it like a body press or a steel or steel move, the Iron Head. I choose Protect, I guess. That was my thoughts going into that. Player up comes in and they just double into me. They double into me. This match is good as over. All the Pokemon on their team are still alive. I have 2 Pokemon still here, and both of them are both slower. I want to listen right here to see what Bear had to say about my first game. So I want to see what the TOs had to say about the second game of mine, and I'm gonna let them take it over because I think they speak it better than I did.
Wait, they're both water
Oh. Or are you talking about something else? Also, yeah, I think. Yeah, that's
Hornleech, okay.
That did no type.
That
of
did
damage.
nothing. Wow.
That's a 20% boost, by the way, dude. So it's really more of a
Protect, yep.
Oh wait,
Go
did he
down.
make the read though? Did he make the read?
No.
Ooh, that's not good.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, he might have won.
Oh,
And
that
a
was a
crit? Oh,
He
my
lived?
God.
Nah.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Nah.
And I agree, it was rather unfortunate. A lot of those moves I knew I should have made different. And the worst part about it is I can only win from here. I had 2 of the matches in my pool and I was relatively scared. I pretty much embarrassed myself in front of the rest of the stream and really didn't have a great option after that. Everyone saw my team, everyone knows what to expect from my team, but it all really came down to what my mind came up to. I was very much willing to crawl myself out of this hole, but I had to make some amazingly strong plays in order to win these next 2 sets. I brought out my gas of a lead Glamora and along with Veluza, and here we're fighting Tinkaton and Murkrow. Tinkaton is already giving me some stress this whole entire sets, so I'm expecting a fake out from it. I go for the safer option here to maybe just do a double protect here and make sure that I don't get anywhere near screwed over. The double protect comes in, fake out comes out as well, and tailwind is up, which I'm okay with. I may not be faster, but here I am still able to do a lot of strong damage to the rest of this team. I throw out a power gem onto the Murkrow, sitting here wondering what my next move should be. Steel type Pokemon are actually a cancer to this team. Tinkaton, Corviknight, that stupid worm Pokemon. I didn't have anything advantageous to fight them. Going out there just to throw a bunch of fighting type moves when I could be using dark type moves instead. They throw out the Icy Wind and knockoff, but I'm still here fine as ever. Power Gen comes out, and I'm here to finish up the mess with an Aqua Cutter. There we go. Goodbye, Murkrow. T-Tar is poison, which is perfectly okay. And I'm here trying to do a spiky shield to make sure that my Glamora doesn't take much more damage. Veluza can do a couple things here, and I have only so many options. I want to make sure that Veluza gets the max usage out of it, and I want to throw another move onto the T-Tower slot, just in case it doesn't die. But more importantly, if I throw the spiky shield out, because I don't want any more damage to be thrown on Glamora, and I rethink my decision on throw a Night Slash onto T-Tower, just in case it tries to terrestrialize. It doesn't terrestrialize. Gigaton Hammer doesn't hit me. Earthquake goes into Veluza. Veluza still is alive. And then boom, Night Slash doesn't do anything because I am mistakenly using the wrong moves. That was a bad move on my play, but Glamora is still alive, which is the most important part. Flying Tinkaton is an interesting thing to be seeing in this kind of meta, and that means I can throw a Power Gem if I really wanted to. I decided to lock on that position on to throw a Power Gem onto Tinkaton, and hopefully throw an Aqua Cutter into T-Tar. Unfortunately, both of my Pokemon died before I can do either of those 2 options. Sigh. The best option I could have done there was protect the Veluza, make sure it survives. But King Gambit and Avalugg come out, and they are still actually slower than both these Pokemon. However, I'm not in as bad a situation as I was beforehand. Iron Head can throw it being thrown out the T-Tar. So he ends up switching into Breloom. Sucker Punch comes out, which is maybe not the best option I could have done there. I don't flinch, luckily. Ice Spinner destroys Breloom, and it doesn't have a focus sash, which makes me super happy. It means I don't get spored or anything like that. Tinkaton is back out, and I'm expecting a fake out to come into play, but hopefully I can throw out something for King Gambit before he realizes that Avalugg actually has Protect. Now here's the biggest baller move I do right here in the whole entire tournament. Ghost! Terra type. Fake Out does nothing to me. EQ won't actually do anything damage to me at all. Kowtow Cleave kills the stupid Tinkaton. And now I'm here face to face with a T-Tar who's about to get sucker punched once more. And oh yeah, why not also throw an Iron Head at it as well, just in case. We win the first game. Oh yeah. So you see the name Curse Nova right there? So Curse Nova actually is my next opponent on the next set. So it seems like that they were actually scouting me, potentially, to see what kind of things I actually had up my sleeve. So I decided to make sure I keep everything I wanted to a minimal while trying to win this match. And I knew I had to win this match actually, so Nova couldn't scout the rest of my games. I protect first one, Tailwind comes up, throw a power gem. I knew it wouldn't kill the Murkrow, but I was hoping for the very least that the speed boost would let me be powering up against both of these two. Spread damage should be pretty good, and Tinkaton comes out, but that's okay. We're still doing perfectly fine here. Goodbye, Mr. Grass Fighting. Tinkaton survives here, obviously. And here comes Hydreigon coming out. And we have to come up with an option. Glamora is in risk of getting hit with some major damage. And I just have to think to myself, as Pathra, what is the best option for her here? Hydreigon goes in Terrestrialized and Poison. Doesn't hit. And we do a good amount of damage. It's not going to poison thanks to the fact that Hydreigon is a poison type now. Fake Out doesn't hit me. And this Pathra is speeding through the competition. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out no matter what. I think to myself, maybe I need to figure out a way to get rid of this Hydreigon, so I go for a Lumina Crash. Bye-bye, baby. I totally forgot that Murkrow actually was still in the game. You can see my face right there. I have a full concentration. Why am I concentrating so hard? Oh my god, what is wrong with my face? It might take a little more 30 seconds to finish this off. Gigaton Hammer doesn't do enough, but we still win. And I sit in the face of Nova saying, bring it to me. So at this point, Nova is my last opponent, and Nova is a person I have to beat in order to make it out into the final matches. Like I said, I don't like Steel-type Pokemon, and 2 of them are surprisingly on this team. I think the rest of my team is able to handle most of these opponents, but I have to think hard here. Murkrow Gholdengo is the lead, and I figured to myself, this actually works a little better. I know for a fact Nova is going to be scouting out my moves and expecting me to potentially switch into a move like Terrestrializing the Dark, or potentially Terrestrializing my Grass. So I had to think, outsmart him, be a little bit dumber maybe even than he's expecting me to do. The obvious play may not be the best play. I throw out Spiky Shield and threw a Terrestrialization into Night Slash onto the Gholdengo. Tailwind comes out, Make It Rain, won't actually do too much to the Veluza. And here we are, bada bing, bada boom. Big damage right there, baby. Big damage. Veluza is in trouble right now, as it's going to die to the next turn if it gets hit by anything on the field. I throw a Power Gem and I'm hoping to protect the Veluza. Taunt comes out and I'm fine with that. Make It Rain comes out once more. Bam. Won't kill me. And I'm thinking we say goodbye to this Murkrow. Except we didn't. So here I am. Can't Spiky Shield. Can't do anything. And I'm kind of nervous here. Both these opponents are going to kill me on this turn. Foolishly, I brought Go-Goat out, and I know Go-Goat has not had me any luck so far in this whole entire series, but I decided to double switch him out anyway, right? Haze is on the field, Make It Rain, doesn't do enough damage to do anything big on these two, and here we are, still looking at a Tailwind for one more turn. We have to kill both these opponents. I'm not sure if the Murkrow wants to get out of here in order to actually look for something like a Tailwind later on, but I was ready to look up for something either way. Sucker Punch is going to come out of nowhere on the Gholdengo. Kills it. Bada boom. Horn Leech gives me a little more damage, and we are actually in an advantageous situation now. I may not have any boost on the King Gambit, but King Gambit is still capable of doing a good amount of damage either way. So the biggest threat on this field is now Garchomp. Garchomp is more likely to Terrestrialize, and I'm here with a Horn Leech Go-Goat, who probably will die this turn if needed be. King Gambit can throw it to a Sucker Punch, but I'm thinking to myself, nah, there's no way that Dragapult is going to be able to do anything crazy to me. I can just kill it in one hit, right? So I decided to bring my Glamora back out, because, why not? Garchomp Terrestrializes, which I expected to happen. Go-Goat survives, Glamora's gone. But hey, we get a nice Horn Leech off, right? Big damage, yes we do, baby. The Protect comes up. Panther Force goes into the Go-Goat. Rock Slide hits it as well. 2% still lives on it. And I don't flinch! Yes, baby! Yes! King Gambit comes back out with a boost on the Supreme Overlord. And here we are in a winning situation. Panther Force goes. but we're slower than both. But we're both slower, so that means whoever they hit is going to die regardless. There's no escaping this inevitable death, and we win the first game pretty well. A very smart double switch out there right there. And honestly, I'm just here just thinking to myself, I shouldn't taunt my opponent like that, but still, scouting aspect made me feel a certain way. So I was like, listen, you can scout me all you want. Well, this team is too unpredictable. So he turns the timer on me right away because he wasn't liking how slow I was making my decisions. And I understand the patience and the whole aspect of that, but still, I decided to go for a protect on the Spathra in order to get faster than the rest of the team. Crunch comes into the Spathra spot, and boom, baby, boom. Energy ball as well. Ain't gonna do that much damage to me. I'm fast, baby. Speed of light. I throw another energy ball onto the Garchomp. Knowing Murkrow isn't going to be faster than Spathra at this point, I'm debating on what I want to do with it, and I decided to use the Fairy Terrestrialization. So the weird part of this game is that, not the Terrestrialization, but more importantly, that he Tailwinds twice. I'm not sure what he was expecting or what he was wanting to do here. However, both my Pokemon surprisingly survived that attack. Goodbye Spathra due to the Life Orb. Garchomp is gone, and the biggest threat on this team is actually diminished. Kingambit is sustained the bag due to the Supreme Overlord. Avalugg is here, and Gholdengo is also a big trouble as well. Steel type Pokemon are not fun. They're just not fun. I have no real options against the Gholdengo right now. Ice Spinner can finish off the Murkrow, luckily enough. But Glimmora is still sitting here empty-handed and trying to figure out an option. So I dove for a double protect in order to kind of see what the options they're going for. And he uses a Focus Blast on me. Thankfully enough, I actually don't get hurt. And big moves have to be made right here. Glimmora is going to have to be sacked in order for Kingambit to come in, because Kingambit cannot come in right now. I see that Gholdengo is actually focusing hard on the Avalugg for the Focus Blast. So in my eyes, I need to figure out an option to survive this. I decide to throw out another Power Gem onto Murkrow. 30 comes out, I survive. Fall Play hits the Glimmora, which is totally fine. And I throw an Ice Spinner out to get the Murkrow out of here. No more status moves. Dragapult gets badly poisoned. Gholdengo's here with a Focus Blast, and all I have to do is protect the Avalugg to make sure it starts another turn. However, Kingambit is sitting here, potentially about to lose. The Focus Blast can be thrown into the Kingambit slot as well, and I'm kind of scared here. Dragapult is looking for a couple options. Not sure what the rest of the moveset it might have. And honestly, this just looks very disadvantageous for me. I feel like my hands are tied behind my back here, and I kind of don't have a great win option. So I go for the best option here and to protect my Avalugg and hoping for the best that it doesn't get hit in this turn. Sucker Punch comes out and it's expecting the Avalugg to hit, but he goes for a Focus Blast and misses. I kill! Luckily, Hax is on my side here. We are in an advantageous position right now. Dragapult is left by itself and it can't hit both of us. Or kill both of us at least. I'm going to use a super advantageous move right here. I'm going to use Ice Spinner on it with Dragapult. And also just use the Kowtove Cleave into Dragapult. I don't actually go with it and thinking that Sucker Punch might actually be using Avalugg and go for a double protect. But it doesn't matter because Kingambit wasn't going to lose. I win once more, 2-0. The only set I ever lost was an 0-2. And I'm here put into the finals. I had to fight the best opponent on the other side of bracket, and they kind of don't know anything about my team, and I kind of am very happy about that. The semifinals match is the best of 3. I was going against Pyros. Pyros is the best player in this tournament. He's had the most success so far in Series 1 VGC, and me not even making the Master Ball with any of my teams, I was a little bit scared. He knew how to fight Dondozo and everything like that, so what can I do? Well, I just got to figure it out. So my starting lineup right here had to be going pretty well here. I'm always going to pick Glimmora as a first pick. But I knew in this match right from the get-go, my Go-Goat had no idea. It shouldn't really be used in this match itself. It wasn't going to do so great. Murkrow was definitely going to come out, so I figured using Spathra or Veluza was going to be a great move to go for. So we started off, Glimmora, Veluza. Murkrow comes out, Gholdengo. So it's the same lead as you see every other time. Gholdengo is going to be using some crazy Steel-type move, while Murkrow is either going to be using Tailwind or Paralysis or something like that. I'm sitting here trying to figure out my first move. I'm thinking either doing Spiky Shield or either going to Murkrow with the Power Gem. I'm thinking going to Power Gem on the Murkrow because he's not going to want to attack me just yet. But Luz is going to be also going into the Gholdengo slot, and I'm going to be fine this first turn. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. The Sash comes out. I survive. I throw my power gems, doesn't kill him. Okay, that's fine by me. And he goes for foul play. He goes for foul play. That took me so off guard. I didn't expect him to go for an aggressive option so quickly. And at this point, I'm actually already putting my back flips because Gholdengo's already faster than me. All Murkrow needs to do is haze, and Glamour is gone for, and Avalugg is going to be put all the way down to its sash or whatever. It's sturdy as well. I have my King Gambit in the back to make sure anything bad goes on, but I'm trying to think of the best win comp for me in this team. The best idea I do is going to be going to a Terrorize Steel and then shielding with my Glamora. Glamora takes this hit, and then thankfully my Sturdy doesn't come up. Hit him the Ice Spitter, and goodbye Murkrow. And at this point, I really realized that Murkrow actually is going to be a huge threat on this team. He goes for the extreme speed, which is expected, and Gholdengo is just here going to be using the same thing as always, and this game is good as done at this point. I have no reliable options to finish these Pokemon off. Dragonite probably has multi-scale, and all I can do is hit it with a Brick Break and hope for the best, and then Gholdengo is going to die to whatever Dark-type move I use against it. Brick Break didn't even do that much, probably due to multi-scale, which is crazy. And Great Tauros comes out. It probably has a close combat or something like that. And yeah, it's just pretty much over at this point. Intimidate as well. GG's. The first game honestly looked really good for Pyros. Avalugg is not going to do a great job against Gholdengo. This whole team actually has a pretty good special attacking Pokemon, which is going to hurt Avalugg a lot. Luckily, only 2 of those Pokemon are it. And I needed a new game plan. Glamora Espather was my next lead, as those are the 2 Pokemon I believe can actually get me going very, very further. Tailwind might come up, but I'm thinking to myself, he doesn't know. And I'm thinking to myself, he doesn't know if I have Speed Boost or not. And most people don't think you have a running Speed Boost Espathra. So I decided to go for a double Protect here, which is the best option I could think of in order for Espathra to move further into this match. The double Protect comes out right there. He tries to taunt me. No, sir. He's probably thinking I'm Calm Mining. I'm not a Calm Mind Pokemon, idiots. Speed Boost comes up, and we are faster. Tailwind may come out, or we might have to try to go for another taunt, but it doesn't matter at this point. I am going to Terrestrialize into Fairy and using Dazzling Gleam to make sure that these Pokemon have no more. Lamore is going to be going to a hit into Murkrow as well. And boom! Does some good damage. Yes, sir. Swords Dance! He should have done the first turn! Simple L right there. Got greedy, Energy Ball hit the Garchomp, and we were in a great position. 2 times speed. Tailwind can come out all at once, but it's not going to beat Espathra. It's not going to beat Espathra. I have a huge advantage for getting that stupid Pokemon out of the field. And Murkrow is sitting there, which is my next big target. It may have close combat, but I still have a Focus Sash on Glamora. Protect? Oh, do what you feel like. Oh, Haze? That's okay. That's okay. You are still dying this turn, sir. Faster again. Haze does nothing. Haze does nothing. This game feels good as mine. Throw maybe a nice poison move in Sylveon. Throw another Dazzling Gleam. And this game just seems like a whole 180 for my first game. But Sludge Bomb does kill it. Hyper Voice, yeah, nothing. Oh, Hyper Voice doesn't even do it. Hyper Voice doesn't even do it. Game over. He quick attacked me, but who cares? He might have got 1 Mom, but that was a more dominant game than the game 1, if I must say so myself. I decided to stick with my guns once more and go with the Espathra Glamora lead, and he goes back to Gholdengo. I'm expecting kind of this as a start, but the issue here is a little bit different. He doesn't know I have Shadow Ball on my Espathra. I tries to think, maybe the Steel type can stop it, and that's true, it would. But he didn't expect that, baby. He didn't expect that to come out first thing. Mega Ring will bring my Sash out. Espathra will die, unfortunately. Energy Ball will kill Gholdengo, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a foul play onto Glamora. I might have lost 2 Pokemon, but little do we know that I at least got one of the biggest threats off the field, because that means I can bring Avalugg and also bring my King Gambit out for the final finale. He only has 1 other Pokemon that's able to dodge the Toxic Spike here, and every other Pokemon on his team will hit it. Avalugg isn't out. Avalugg isn't here. Veluza, baby. Now, here's the trick here. I can either go King Gambit by going into a Terralized Ghost, or I can go Veluza Terrestrialized Dark. I'm thinking to myself, if he does extreme speed on the King Gambit, then I can block that. But however, if he doubles onto the Murkrow, King Gambit's going to be hitting some tough damage right there. But Veluza also has a weakness to the Murkrow right now with foul play. And other than that, it doesn't really lose to anything else. I'm in a tough position. I have 2 mind games I can run on this guy right now. But I also got to think of what could be in the back before it can help me to finish this game. So my safe option I choose is to not terrestrialize this turn. Protect on my Veluza. Thunder Punch doesn't hit him. Take that. He expects me to terrestrialize Ghosts. No, sir. Koto Cleave doesn't do anything because of multi-scale, and we're still here for another turn. And I know what his thoughts are right now. He's expecting to do another foul play and try and go for another option with the King Gambit. I terrestrialize into Veluza on the Dark type. Foul play comes into my slot. Not enough, sir. Not enough. I just wanted to double into it, but I decided not to double into it and destroy the Murkrow. Murkrow's gone. Sylveon is poisoned. We have momentum here. Extreme speed can come, but I'm trying to think to myself, what is the better option? I won't die to an extreme speed on the King Gambit, and if it's extreme speed on Veluza and I protect, then it won't do anything. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, he's probably not going to extreme speed right now because he might be at death percent, but he's not going to do that, right? I might have fumbled just a little bit. I protect, extreme speed comes Veluza, and I choose Sucker Punch. I choose Sucker Punch. And you know the funny thing about this is I made a tweet not even too long ago why does extreme speed actually outspeed or have more priority than Sucker Punch? I don't know why. I feel like a Sucker Punch with the name of the description. You Sucker Punch. You don't see it coming. Should beat extreme speed. That's just me preference. I don't know. I guess I don't work for Pokemon Company for a reason. The game could have been over. I could have cut Koto Cleave onto Dragonite and I've been done for. You can even see them oddly gasp on this.
Sucker Punch?
No! You can't sucker that? Oh no, that's bad. That might have lost in the game, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So right here, I'm expecting the Sylveon to protect, and I just gotta hit the Dragonite at this point, double into it. I could have got 2 damage on both these Pokemon, except I go for protect. Extreme speed comes into the Veluza. I hit a Koto Cleave. That would have killed it last turn. That's the exact play I should have done last turn. And now King Gambit's asleep. This thing has a good amount of fairy type moves, and I'm not going to die to it so hardly. However, Veluza can protect here and also stall out a turn for the sleep. So I'm not going to die right away, and I still have some advantageous position right now. Sylveon is still sitting in the poison, and it's going to be losing damage pretty slowly, but eventually in 2 to 3 turns, it's going to be dead. Best option here, like I said, is to protect. Hyper Voice comes out, Veluza survives. Does nothing to King Gambit. Poison goes down for 63%, and I'm here hoping and praying King Gambit wakes up because Veluza cannot take another one of these for Sylveon. I don't even know if Veluza is faster than Sylveon. Sylveon isn't that fast a Pokemon, but I don't know how fast of it, what the speed max is, what stats he used on it. And I'm just sitting here nervously, kind of biting my fingernails, thinking I got to do an Aqua Cutter here. And if the Aqua Cutter hits and it crits, I win. And I close it out. Don't know if King Gambit was to wake up that turn, but I close it out. I told Patrick my set what I ran for this Veluza, and he was in full support of it. He knows about the scope lens.
He actually got it!
And he knew.
He actually got it!
I have beat the number 1 position in the whole entire tournament. And now I had to fight one of my closest friends, Sickle. Someone I know personally and I see very often. Or the person who beat me in pools. I was ready for the pools, but I had no clue how to fight Sickle. What I thought was going to be a close game between Sickle and Agni Kai, I was surely wrong. It might have been the last 2 Pokemon, but the first game, Sickle won convincingly, and you're not going to beat a Meowscarada when you're water type. This is a next level match now. I had to fight this amazingly strong water type team. Sickle had a creative team that I had never seen before. Floatzel was the best Swift Swim user in Series 1, while Pelipper also is one of the only Pokemon that can set up rain. Meowscarada is a great fast Pokemon that can utilize his grass type abilities. Amoonguss is just Amoonguss, gonna make me fall asleep, and I hate that Pokemon so much. You get that stupid bird level to use the electric type moves and also be super advantageous with the tailwind it uses because there's ability. And lastly, I had low kicks. You don't see low kicks too much, but I just know that low kicks has first impression and it does a good amount of damage, and also can use U-turn and also can use these other awesome moves that it has. Low kicks is actually very underrated. And that Pokemon is actually helping him get to this position by potentially getting first place. And my team is just a team that you've already faced before if you've beat this game already. However, I put this team on steroids, and I'm here to put this team on the map. We're here for another best of 3, and I was hoping for the best. So my starting lineup was going to be Glamora, Espathra, Avalugg, and King Gambit. I wanted to be faster than this team from the get-go, and I knew Low Kicks was going to looking for that first impression, first looks. Meowscarada either going to go in for a U-turn or a couple other options, probably into the Glamora slot. And since this Espathra is also weak to bug types, it's going to be hitting it too. So to make sure I get that speed boost, double protect, baby, double protect. First impression goes off, and I predicted just as I thought it would. He tries to U-turn me and loses a couple of damage due to that. Bam! We're already starting off great here. First impression is no longer a move anymore. Meowscarada is now here, about to get hit by a potentially strong move. And Low Kicks is sitting here in the dark as well. We're going to think about throwing a Sludge Bomb to Meowscarada, and I'm thinking to myself, what is the best option I can do here? Potentially Terra Fairy the Dazzling Gleam? I think so. Sucker Punch doesn't do enough. Good option, but not good enough. Doesn't kill me. U-turn comes out. Oh, that's okay. And I'm hoping for the best option here is to, poison this Pokemon that comes in next. Floatzel, hey, you're already poisoned. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, now Meowscarada's poisoned. Kilowattrel is here, and it's the only mon that has full health and not poison. What seemed to be a pretty good game, his first one. I'm sitting here like, well, we got to get this Kilowattrel out of the field, right? I mean, Meowscarada is already on a timer. It's going to lose this game no matter what. Make sure Kilowattrel get the hell out of here, and Meowscarada can follow later. I double protect just to make sure, see what the kind of the options they go for, and make sure Meowscarada loses a little more health. At this point, I'm like, well, let's just throw a Dazzling Gleam out, throw a Power Gem in the Kilowattrel, and hope for the best here. Want to hit both Pokemon, why not? There goes Meowscarada, goodbye. Kilowattrel is going to go after me, Volt Switch, and no one to switch into. Oop, Power Gem. We win this game convincingly. Now we're here for game 2. Game 1 went very, very well, and he knows what Espathra can do. So I'm thinking to myself, Espathra is a great start. However, I can't put her as a lead right now. I got to do something a little bit mixing up because he's expected that to happen. He knows what Espathra can do. I bring out Glamora no matter what because Glamora, like I said, is the best lead I have. I start off Glamora Veluza as my 2. In the back, I am thinking I need some 2 bulky physical type Pokemon. I bring out the same Avalugg and King Gambit duo in the back. And this is what his lead is. Tailwind can come up, and I'm going to be looking for a huge trouble. I don't want Veluza to die here to any electric type moves, so I'm going to have to protect it on this turn, and I decided to make it an advantageous move onto the Pelipper. Power Gem actually goes into Kilowattrel. My apologies, I said that the other way around. It does kill Kilowattrel, which is a great start for the first turn. However, here's Floatzel. Floatzel is a demon. A demon. Now, if I can hit it with another poison type move, that'd be amazing. However, I am looking like it's going to try and hit me twice here, and it's going to make sure that I don't survive. And I'm thinking of every single option, every single solution right here. What is the best move? Do I terrestrialize into a grass and hit Floatzel of an energy ball and it kills it? But I also am at risk to a Pelipper throwing a hurricane at me? Because it's going to double into the Glamora to make sure this thing does die. And Veluza is sitting there potentially waiting for, oh, maybe I can hit it with a water type move and hit the Pelipper. But then again, it could be looking for something crazy. And I thought of the best move I can think of. These 2 don't have a guaranteed survivability at all if they get hit. But 2 Pokemon on my team definitely do. 2 Pokemon team definitely do. I go for a crazy play that in grand scheme made in my mind the ultimate option, the best option in this scenario. But at my mind, I thought to myself, what will he do if he sees these 2? I need to make sure Tailwind goes off and it isn't anywhere prevalent again. I bring out Avalugg and King Gambit with the double switch. Wave Crash goes into King Gambit. It survives thanks to its bulkiness. Hydro Pump goes into Avalugg. Bam! Survive. King Gambit, you did some great work here. I'm glad you're still alive. But King Gambit is not going to be using its full abilities just yet. I go for Protect on Avalugg for sure, but I'm trying to think to myself, what is the best option here? Who should I bring in here to make sure that I have a guaranteed win? Aqua Jet does hit the King Gambit still, and I'm left with 2 Pokemon in the back. Tailwind is 1 more turn, and I need to find a way to kill this Pelipper to make sure that Tailwind doesn't come back the rest of the match and I survive. I bring out Glimmer once more. Glimmer has a Focus Sash, thankfully. I decide to Terrestrialize in the grass just in case he tries to use a water move on either of them, because I saw Aqua Jet or Wave Crash come into the play, and I also saw a Hydro Pump. I think deeply here, and you can hear my brain just kind of on overload right now.
I don't think he's switching Pelipper out.
Aqua Jet comes in. Great move. Toxic the Breeze. Hurricane hits Avalugg, expected.
Pelipper should die here.
Pelly dies. No more Tailwind. He brings out Low Kicks here because Low Kicks is a great Pokemon to have. And I am expecting a First Impression, definitely. And First Impression doesn't come out, well, I'm at least here with a Double Protect and nothing bad happens to me. He actually goes for Sucker Punch, which just fails. Now, Floatzel is still here. I need to figure out a way to kill this thing. It's used Wave Crash twice now and it's hurt itself. And I have to throw something into that slot to make sure that it dies. Veluza's sitting here into a Sucker Punch slot potentially, and I don't think it can survive too much, honestly. I thought the best option is to go for an Aqua Cutter onto Low Kicks. Sucker Punch does kill the Veluza as I was expecting. It does lose some HP due to the fact that it has Life Orb. And Ice Spinner hits me, but I hit it with Energy Ball. And now we're here with Low Kicks. And all I can think of this Pokemon using is Sucker Punch at this point. It's not locked into any moves, and I can use many other moves like Throat Chop or maybe even whatever move it has in the back. But I am nervous. I go for a Spiky Shield because I know it wants to hit me. Sucker Punch does come out, and boom! Huh. I'm thinking it's right here. And let me just play the rest of this audio for you guys. Let me try something real quick. let me Spiky Shield again.
Yo.
Wait.
Wait a sec.
Wait a minute. No.
It's not gonna work forever.
This is your win con.
This is your win con. You gotta do it.
I can't because he's not stuck on the move.
It's your Spiky Shield.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why he'll lose attack.
Oh
Exactly.
no, he's gonna hit though.
Get it
Yeah, now you're still faster. Oh my God! You are just him. You
Go.
are him.
Goat. Goat. My goat.
There's no goddamn way.
Goat.
Oh!
No!
Oh!
No!
Wait!
He's still even out! No!
It's not enough though. Wait, he has to go. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, Chad! Oh my god! 33%. He got it! He got it! Holy shit! Are you serious? Oh!
I like to look at this clip a lot when I feel like I'm a bad Pokemon trainer. So I won the tournament by using Glimmora, Geeta's ace Pokemon, and I think there's nothing more poetic than stalling out a team by using Geeta. That was pretty much it for me, how I won a tournament using Geeta's team. I'm not gonna say Geeta's team is the end all of all Pokemon Champions teams. I'm not even gonna say this team is amazing. I think piloted by a certain amount of people, this team will go far and honestly can make it to the Master Ball Teal pretty well. I've actually yet to create this team Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but you yourself are welcome to do it itself. The Pokepaste is also in the description. If you make the team, please send it my way. And if you make it any different iterations of it, please send it my way as well. Because I love to see Pokemon teams like this and kind of prove that people that this actually works. Shout out to everyone who loves Pokemon. Series 1 was great. Series 2 is going to be amazing. And Geeta, you're welcome. Shake my hand. Go on, shake my hand. Shake my hand. Go on, shake my hand. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yay!